Hi, I'm Mrs. D Math. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to go over equations with rational numbers, and this is 8th grade math, so it will include how to solve an equation when you have variables on both sides. When we have an equation with rational numbers on both sides, in order to solve that equation, we have to remove the fractions first from that equation. So here's our equation. We have 7/10 n plus 1/2 equals 2/5 n plus 2. So we have three fractions within this problem. In order to eliminate the fraction, we need to find the least common multiple of the denominators, and we want to multiply all terms on both sides of the equation by that LCM. So we have 10, 2, and 5. If you remember, the least common multiple is the smallest number that all three of those numbers will multiply into. And so 10 is going to be our least common multiple. So what I want to do is I want to multiply every term with 10. So I'm going to do times 10 here, I'm going to do times 10, and times 10. So what this is going to do is it's going to get rid of all of our denominators for us, but we do have to do a little bit of math in the meantime. So if you remember, 10 divided by 10 equals 1, and 1 times 7 is 7, and then I still have an n there. Then I'm going to add 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 5 times 1 is 5. That's going to equal 10 divided by 5, which is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4, and again, remember to keep your n, plus 2 times 10, there are no denominators here, so I'm just going to multiply and get 20. So now we have an easy equation with a variable n on both sides. So the first thing I'm looking for is which side has my largest variable. And I can see here that out of 7n and 4n, 7n is larger. So I'm going to want to move the 4n to the other side. That means that this 5 is going to get moved to the right side. So let's move that 5 first. In order to move a positive 5, I need to do the inverse, which is subtract 5. And whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So now this is gone, and I am left with 7n equals 4n plus 20 minus 5, which is 15. So my next step is going to be to move this 4n to the left side. So I can do that by subtracting 4n from both sides. I'm going to go ahead and move my next step up to the right. So we have 4n minus 4n, which is back to 0. 7n minus 4n is 3n, and that equals what's left over here, 15. So now I have a simple one-step equation, 3n equals 15. And so in order to get rid of the 3 and isolate my n, I'm going to do the opposite of times 3. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So now 3 divided by 3 leaves 1. N equals 15 divided by 3 is 5. Therefore, n equals 5. Now I could always check my answer just like I could with any equation, where I take my answer 5, go back to the original equation, and plug that in for both ends to solve. So here, if I had 7 times 5, which is 35, over 10, plus 1/2 equals 2 times 5, which is 10 over 5, that equals 2, and 2 plus 2 is 4. So let's check my other side. So I have 35/10, which if you were to divide that, comes out to 3 1/2, and I know that 3 1/2 does indeed equal 4. Now, I know what you're thinking, that rational numbers can also be decimals. So in order to solve an equation when there are decimals, we want to first remove the decimals from the equation. So here's the equation we're starting with. However, instead of multiplying by the least common multiple, we're going to multiply by a power of 10 that will remove all decimals. So what that means is you want to find your largest decimal, and in this case not necessarily largest by number, but largest by number of places after the decimal. So you see here, we have 1 place after the decimal, 2 places after the decimal, 1 place after the decimal, and 2 places after the decimal. So the most places after the decimal are 45 hundredths and 85 hundredths, which is 2 places. So that means that I want to multiply 10 to the 2nd power, which is 100. So the simple thing to think about is that I'm going to be moving my decimal place, all my decimal places, 2 places to the right. So this 5/10 is going to turn into 50, don't forget your M, plus 45 hundredths turns into 45. 3/10 becomes 30, make sure you keep your M, plus 85 hundredths becomes 85. So now I have eliminated my decimals. I do have a little bit larger numbers, but that's okay. So now I want to look again at my variable, and my largest variable is 50 on the left side. So I'm going to move my 45 to the other side by subtracting both sides by 45. Again, if you haven't been figuring this out, we are subtracting constants from constants. So this side I am left with 50m equals 30m plus 85 minus 45, which is 40. Now I'm going to move my 30m to the other side by subtracting 30m from both sides. So this is left with nothing. So now I have 50m minus 30m is 20m equals 40. And again, I'm left here with a very simple one-step equation. I'm going to move it over here for you so it's easier to see. I'm going to divide both sides by 20. So now m equals 40 divided by 20, which is 2. You can go back and check. You can plug in a 2 for your m's. If you want to use your calculator to figure that out, you sure can. So if I were to plug that in here, I would end up with times 2 and times 2. So 2 times 5 is 10. If I move my decimal place 1, I get 1.0 plus 0.45. So this side ends up being 1 and 45 hundredths. This side, 2 times 3 is 6. And if I move my decimal place over 1 point, I get 0.6, 0.6. And we know that 6 plus 8 is 14. And then I have a 5 on the end, so that is going to also equal 1 and 45 hundredths. So this does check out. So my answer is indeed m equals 2. All right, so this was a little bit harder when we have equations with rational numbers, but just remember when you have fractions or decimals, you want to do what you can to eliminate those fractions and decimals, and then you're just left with an equation to solve. This is Mrs. D Math. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this equations with rational numbers in 8th grade math.